You're listening to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Each week, I'm going to be interviewing top realtors from coast to coast to give you a backstage pass on how they've created their amazing real estate empires and how you can copy them. Hi, everyone. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor, and I am with superstar realtor from Aurora, Colorado, Mr. Billy Watson. Bill, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Craig. How about yourself?
Bill, you've been in real estate now for over 40 years. One of my top members. I'm so happy to have you on the Craig Proctor Show today because we're going to talk about exactly what you're doing so people can understand what they need to be doing to be successful as a real estate agent. Now, we all know the market's down a little bit and agents are suffering. Except for the top agents. Our top agents are actually hanging in pretty good. Some of them are even doing better, having their best year. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Aurora, Colorado marketplace.
Yeah, well, I don't think that it's unique to any other marketplace. I mean, I call 2020 through 2022 the asterisk years of real estate. For me, they really don't count, except that they were very, very good. Mm-hmm. But it was unlike anything I've seen in 40 years. Just that way, right? Low inventory, incredibly low interest rates, and put on top of that a pandemic. It was really quite interesting. And then all of a sudden,
Bill, just to interrupt, you've been in real estate for over 40 years, but all the excitement happened in the last couple of years: pandemics, recessions. You've seen a lot of this.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of ups and downs, and you've been through all these recessions before. What advice would you give to realtors right now about what they should be paying attention to, what they should be doing?
It's interesting that you say that. Just really quickly, when I started in real estate in 1984, the interest rate was 12%. By 1986, the biggest advertiser in our newspaper was HUD foreclosures. Mm-hmm. It was a pull-out section, Craig, that was about an inch thick. At that period of time, I'm just starting real estate. And I'm thinking, man, do I really want to do this? It was brutal. And I thought, but you know what? I said to myself, if I can learn how to navigate my way through these kinds of markets,
right?
I know. So then what happens is I meet you in 1998. In 2005, I attend my first conference. Mm-hmm. 2007, starting in the last quarter of 2007, Weld County in Colorado was listed as the county in the United States that had the highest level of foreclosures. And we all know what happened between 2008 and 2010. We had a national meltdown as it related to the housing industry. And yet we navigated our way through that. Mm-hmm. Then we hit 2011 and we had interest rates in the 2s and 3s. And we saw the anthill effect, right? Where you put a house on the market and the house looked like an anthill because everybody came up right at the same time. And then we kind of rolled through that and things seemed to move along pretty well. And then of course we hit 2020. And I remember April 9th, when they announced in Colorado that we were no longer an essential industry, thus we could not show houses. All the way up to about mid-May. And then when that opened up, it went absolutely.
You could really write a book with all the stuff that you've seen in real estate, all the things that you've been through in your career.
Yeah, but there's a couple things. One is from 2005 to now, I don't know how I would have navigated the tumultuous world of real estate without you as our coach. And let me tell you why, is not only did we learn direct response marketing and understanding how to talk to the public, regardless of what the market conditions were, because we knew how to change the conversation. But the other part of it is, Craig, you always came to us with things that were about 4 or 5 years in advance. For instance, this whole thing that we're talking about now with cooperative commissions, with the MLSs, with NAR, with the boards and everything that's going on, we've been talking about this for about 4 or 5 years. And thus, now here it is, right? Now we step into this market that we're in. We go from 3% to 7%. Now we're almost at 8% relatively quickly. And now you have to really understand what markets you have to market to in a direct response way for people that really need to make the move and make them offers that are so compelling that they at least need to reach out to you to have a conversation.
Bill, just in case some of our viewers here don't understand or don't know what direct response advertising is, how would you define that?
I would, well, direct response marketing for us, and the way that it is defined, is marketing messages that require the consumer or the prospect to respond directly back to us to receive the information that they need in order to help them with whatever their real estate need is.
Yeah, and the important thing is that every dollar that we spend in advertising using this direct response approach, we can track it.
Yes.
So for those of you watching that are, tired of wondering, is this money or time I'm spending on marketing actually working? With our approach, with direct response marketing, we always know the ROI. Okay, we always know the return on investment. So, and Bill, you're involved in marketing using many media, basically all the media, from direct mail to television to radio to newspapers to social media. You are doing it all, but what's working the best for you because you do track everything that you do, and you understand where to invest your time and your money. And this is one of the first things that we teach real estate agents is, first of all, how do I actually generate leads? Well, it's certainly not by saying I'm a great real estate agent, or you can trust me, or I'm going to work hard. That's expected. Even though a lot of agents, waste a lot of money with self-promotional Me Too ads. Everybody's saying the same thing, but yet each individual thinking when they say the same thing that they're somehow going to be viewed differently. Look, we all made that mistake when we got into real estate. Bill, when you and I got into the business, we thought, if I'm a good agent and I work really hard and I'm honest and I take care of my customers, that should be enough. And we were that. We did work hard and we did a good job for our clients. But we came to learn that you can be the best real estate agent. You can really care about your clients. You can work hard, but you can also starve to death, even though you're really good at the technical parts of the business. If you don't understand marketing, if you don't have clients to sell to, I think we'd all agree, it doesn't matter how good you are. And this is frustrating to a lot of agents that are good and ethical and work hard, and they see other agents come into their marketplace and, kick butt and do really well. And they say to themselves, you know what, I'm a better agent than that new person that's just started in the business who's, even though I've been doing it for a long time, this newbie agent seems to be doing really well. They're doing better than me. And so the newbie agent, even though they may not have the experience, may be a good marketer. So that's what happened to me. And that's what happened to you. Now, our stories are a little bit different because within 3 years of getting my license, I became the top agent for RE/MAX. And the first year was a failure. So I implemented direct response marketing in the second year. Now, how many years were you in real estate before you met me and I introduced you to my system?
Well, if we go from 1984 really to 2005 officially, that's 20 years.
So 20 years. Okay, so the point I'm making here is the only difference between Bill and I, other than he's in Aurora, Colorado, and I'm in Toronto, Canada, is it took Bill 20 years longer to discover direct response advertising. It took me 12 months. I got lucky, and it changed everything. I go from a nobody agent to the top agent in the entire world, not the country, the world, for RE/MAX. Now, Bill was at RE/MAX as well and became the dominant RE/MAX agent back in when he started with me in his marketplace. So the point I'm making here is anybody can have the success that Bill and I have had because you implement a lead generation and conversion system. So once you do that and you do it properly, you have a steady stream of clients, and you're able, when you have an overflow of clients, you're able to pick and choose the best ones. And this is an important point. We hear agents all the time, Bill, like, I need more leads. I need more leads. And Half these leads they pay for, Zillow leads, Realtor, wherever they get their leads from. They can't reach them on the phone. They can't talk to them. So, they're spending all this money, wasting all this money on buying leads where prospects are not picking up the phone, and they're not good leads. It's scraped information. So we teach you the proper way to generate really high quality, motivated buyers and sellers, and an overflow of them. And let me talk about why this overflow is important. Bill and I got rich in real estate by working with motivated, qualified buyers and sellers. Okay. I think everyone watching this would agree. Some buyers are better than others. Some sellers are better than other sellers. So if you had, imagine if you could wave a magic wand and you had more buyer and seller prospects than you could possibly work with, what would you do? Well, of course, you would decide, well, I can't work with them all. So you too would decide to work with the most motivated, the most qualified, the most ready to act buyers and sellers. That's what this is about, is getting the buyers and sellers to call you and say something like this. Hey, Bill Watson, I'm selling my house. I would like you to come over and list it, or I'd like to talk to you about selling my house. So if this is not happening for you, if you're watching this and this is not happening for you, like every week or several times a day, like Bill, several times a day, he gets phone calls where they say, I want to buy, I want to sell, inbound calls. Not you chasing hundreds of people to try to get a good one on the phone. So that's step number one. If that was to happen, if we didn't go any further in this interview, then this point here, where what happened to Bill after 20 years of selling real estate, what happened to me after 1 year of failing at real estate, I was not doing well, is we discovered that. We discovered how to attract super motivated buyers and sellers to contact us and say, hey, Craig, hey, Bill, can you help us buy or sell real estate? Now, that's the ball. I'm not saying that there's not other things that are important, but that's a home run right there if you get that right. Okay. Now, what has happened to your career since you got that system in place, that lead generation system? You've grown a team, you've hired your family, become the dominant agent in the marketplace. You're a coach for Craig Proctor now. And this is another important point I want to make. The success that Bill and I have had is, yes, we worked hard, but we love it, so it doesn't seem like work. We were talking about that a few weeks ago. Bill and I, we were at our conference in Orlando just a few weeks ago, and we'll talk about the big Craig Proctor Super Conference. The one I did in Orlando was number 100. Done 100 of these things. And the point that Bill and I were talking about in Orlando, Florida last week was how when you love what you do, it doesn't seem like work. When you love what you do, it really doesn't seem like work. So if you could get buyers and sellers calling you, what happens is you become so busy that you can't physically go out on all the appointments. Now, I know that's probably going to sound like bullshit to some of you, but that's what would happen if you implemented the system, okay? That you would have so many appointments that you couldn't go out on them all. Now, first of all, we got to get you to that point, right? You got to get to that point. We're not suggesting in any way that you'd be giving away listing and buyer appointments that you could physically do yourself. Why would you do that? You wouldn't be splitting the commission unnecessarily. But you get to the point where you have so much business coming in that eventually you can delegate the buyers and sellers to your team. Now, that's when you really have a business. So Bill doesn't meet with all the buyers and sellers. He has a team that does a lot of the heavy lifting, so he can have a life and, enjoy his success, which is what everyone wants. Another point I want to make is, even though Bill and I work hard and we think this is fun, that's why we do it, so it doesn't seem like work to us, understand there's nothing really unique about Bill and I. Now, you've probably realized that by watching this. You're like, what's so special about these guys? This is about a system. Okay, so the point is my success And the success that Bill and thousands of my members have had is not about the person, it's about the system. Okay, it's about the Craig Proctor system. So this system, when Bill started using it in Aurora, Colorado, Bill started to get the same great results that I was getting in a totally different marketplace. So you're plugging yourself into a systematic way to generate the leads, convert the leads, presentations, and then of course, when your business gets really big, we show how to recruit and hire and train. So there's systems for all of this. Okay, now we're going to talk about the conference we had. The conference is a great place to meet other Craig Proctor members. We had about 400 or 500 members there from all over North America. Actually, we had a guy from Portugal.
Yes.
Yes. And Bill is one of our coaches. We had a special meeting with our coaches. But most of the 3-day conference, I was interviewing our top members. So one of the top members that I interviewed was Bill. Another top member that I interviewed was Nathan Clark. Okay, C-L-A-R-K. He sells like 500 or 600 homes a year. He is in Rhode Island. Okay. I interviewed agents that are making millions of dollars a year. And
Bertrand up in Canada.
Yes. And so what we're trying to do is I'm trying to be a good interviewer, and I'm trying to demonstrate and explain and show exactly what our top agents are doing. So Bill, we looked at your direct mail. We looked at his direct mail system, works very well. We listened to some of his radio commercials. We looked at his newsletters for his prospects and his all his sphere of influence. We looked at his expired program, okay, television. We looked at everything that Bill does to see the consistency and the messaging, and most importantly, the results. So Nathan Clark, for example, sent me an Excel spreadsheet of everything that he does in his business, what it costs for the marketing, and what he got in return, what the return on investment was. And what was amazing, Bill, is that for a lot of our millionaire producers, there's 3 or 4 things where 70% of the business comes from. So what would those 3 or 4 things be if you couldn't do anything else? And you do a lot, but if you, what 3 or 4 things would bring in most of the business for you?
So number one, our expired marketing system. Number 2, our customers for life retainage marketing system. Number 3 is using our listings to get more listings and buyers marketing system. And then number 4, Craig, really because it's happening within our office, is our social omnipresence and SEO marketing that's happening through our website, through Google. That is really, we had a couple in here yesterday, and it's interesting. So they came to us because of our expired marketing campaign, but they also Googled us, and then they called us and set the appointment to come in and talk about listing their duplex property, and they came into the office to do that. So it would be,
and that is a challenge we're having with our marketing. Is you could send them a direct mail piece, or they listen to your radio commercial and they Google you.
Well, there's no question. I mean, I would say you're being Googled 100% of the time, and you are either being Google accepted by them, or as Dan Kennedy likes to say, you're being Google slapped. Yeah. So if they don't like what they see, now thankfully we're 4.9 stars with a boatload of reviews, but that's because we're very client centric with our customer service guarantees, our performance guarantees, and to make sure that we always do the right job. But these are very, very important things. All of us know, even when I go to buy something, before I make the decision, I check the reviews. And that's what the consumer is doing to us. So, and I was talking with Todd the other day, Craig. You know, when you and I started real estate, I read an ad in the paper, I had a pager, and my cell phone was the size of a brick, and it cost me $1 a minute to use it. Everybody had to call us. Now let's fast forward. What are we doing now? All of our marketing is designed for everyone to call us. The difference is marketing has become more complicated because there are a myriad of avenues that we work through, from SEO to social to direct mail, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that creates that branding image in the marketing.
I'm sharing your Google reviews right now. Hope that's okay. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you should Google Bill Watson, and then Google yourself and see what the difference is. Okay. So what technology have you implemented over the last few years that's been working really well for you?
Technology.
Yeah, you've got what CRM are you using for starts?
So we use Engage.
Okay, you're using Engage.
We've used
Engage allows you, when a new lead comes in, there's automatic emails, text messages, videos, and voice broadcast messages that the prospect gets.
Yeah, we're very high on this, especially right now, because we've talked about this at the conference, and we've been talking about this for a while, that it is getting harder and harder and harder to get people on the phone.
Okay, I'm really glad you're talking about this. So would everyone agree watching this that we've been doing this a long time, Bill and I, and in the beginning, you call people, they answer the damn phone. Right now, I mean, look, I call my kid, he won't answer the phone, right? He'll text me back, what do you want? So let us know in the comments below if you agree prospects are not answering the phone like they used to, which is a huge problem, right? Because we're brought up in this industry, run an ad to capture their name and their phone number or their email, and then you email them and you call them and they're not responding. So Bill, explain how you've solved that.
So we have a 14-day funnel initially. So what happens is look, it's not that we have stopped calling. We still have that in place, but it's a different frequency in the sense of this. When a lead comes in, we drop within 5 minutes a ringless voicemail. 15 minutes later, we're dropping a text. So in a 14-day funnel, using ringless voicemail, text, and email, along with video, and then Craig, the messages are crafted in a way that it's designed for trust-based marketing. And what I mean by that is when they get the message from us, even though it's going out to everybody the same way, it's really designed to go across as if I just sat down and thought of them and typed it right at that moment and sent it to them, right? And so because of that, look, in most of our marketing, we're seeing engagement of 25 to 30% just from our funnels that are working through there. We're closing a deal today for $650,000. These people responded through our funnel who moved here from Illinois, and they became a client. And they're going to give us a 5-star review. There's no question about it. And so because of that, we still call. But look, if we can't reach you on the phone, we know that we're gonna create some kind of an engagement either through a ringless voicemail, a text, or an email with video. And the video is very, very important because if a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000,000 words.
Right. So Bill and I have been giving you a presentation today. We're not sitting at your kitchen table, and we've done a pretty good presentation. You can do this as well. So everyone understand what Bill's talking about. We've built out a funnel. So when the new lead comes in, let's say it's a Facebook lead, it automatically triggers an automated series of emails and text messages that go out. So here's the email that goes out right away. Here's the email that goes out 2 days later. Here's the email that goes out on day 7 and so on. And then these text messages. And the emails and text messages would have a link of a video where Bill's saying, here's what I do that makes me different and better. So I want everyone to understand that because they're not answering the phone, which you agree, I think we all agree, they're not answering the phone like they used to. You're still going to try them, but they're not answering the phone like they used to. But you have to get over this mindset that, well, I got to get them on the phone so I can talk them into meeting with me so I can show them what I do. You don't need to physically be sitting in their house at their kitchen table doing a presentation. You can do the presentation by video. So that's exactly what Bill does. he assumes, well, I'm probably not going to get him on the phone, but that's okay. They're getting emails right away over several days. They're getting different emails. They're getting different automated text messages that say, hey, to find out more about what I do or how to sell your home fast and for top dollar, watch this. And when they watch it, Bill's basically giving an abbreviated version of his listing presentation or his buyer benefits. So what happens is they're now kind of pre-sold on Bill. So the battle for who the seller is going to list with is that's happening online. Okay. And I think everyone would agree with that. That's how you shop. That's how we live today. Is you're looking for a new car, you want to go on vacation, whatever it is, you want to go to a restaurant tonight, you've never been there before, you Google it, right? So home buyers and sellers do all their research online, and that's where they find the realtor. Does everyone accept that that's how it works? They find their realtor online, unless it's like a referral, someone in your sphere of influence. Prospects are doing business with strangers because they don't feel like strangers anymore. Because once you respond to Bill's marketing, boom, he's all over you with emails and text messages and videos, and then he retargets you. So on the prospect's phone, they see Bill on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn, they see him everywhere. And that's what we call omnipresence. So now all of a sudden, they feel like they know Bill. It's like, I know this guy. I think I can trust him. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, right? Get more people to know us, like us, trust us, just tell them on video, hey, my name is Bill Watson. This is what I got for you. This is what I do that's different and better than the other agents, and then make an offer. The call to action should be just call me. If you want to find out more, if you want to know the things that you could do to improve your home, to sell it for $10,000 more, or if you want to know what you would net in your pocket, not just what it would sell for, but what you would net in your pocket, what all the associated expenses are, and the most important number is what you're going to net in your pocket, call me. It's Bill Watson. When you call me, it's my cell number. I'll be the one answering the phone. Okay. Offer buyers what they can't find on the internet without you. Offer them access to distress sales, bank foreclosures, vacant property, new construction. How about this? Homes that are not yet listed for sale, unlisted and off-market properties. Well, gee, Craig, how does that work? Well, we ask the buyer, what are you looking for? Well, what neighborhood do you want? I want Glenway Estates. Great. We use our marketing. We go into Glenway Estates and we find homeowners that haven't yet listed their home for sale, but want to sell. The seller likes it too. It's like, a lot of sellers don't like the hoopla of traditional, all the hassle of selling their home. Tell me, if you brought a buyer to their house and they wanted to sell, that would be a benefit to the seller as well. They don't have to go through the traditional, inconvenience of selling. That's why we have iBuyer companies. Sellers like this. And the buyers like the fact that no other buyer would know about this property except for you, except for them, because you're specifically going into that market, into that neighborhood, and you're finding who wants to sell and then matching you up to your buyers. Yes, this is advanced stuff. This is what we teach. And we spent days on this in Orlando conference. So the conference is over, and you're like, if you're watching this, I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? The conference is over. Here's what you do. Book a call, a free call, $0 with me and my team. That's what I would like you to do. If you're interested, you've heard of Craig Proctor. Yes, I'm one of the only guys that actually sold real estate to this high level, top agent in the world for RE/MAX. That's very public and documented. Not too many coaches have sold over 10,000 homes like me. So you can book a call with me and my team, costs you $0. What is this call? You're thinking, is this some kind of sales pitch? Not at all. We call it a breakthrough call. We would ask you a bunch of questions about what you're doing in your business. What are you doing and why do you do it that way? And then we would share with you some different approaches. I promise you, things you've never heard before. We'll share it with you for free. Now, you're going to be either interested in our approach or you're not. If you're not, you can hang up whenever you want. You don't have to stay on the call. But if you're interested, you may want to find out more about how Craig Proctor can help you, like Bill did. Bill went 20 years without Craig Proctor, right? And then the rest of the years with Craig Proctor. So if you want to contact Bill Watson and talk a little bit about his business and his experience or any questions you had from today. Bill, what's the best way for realtors to reach you?
Call me at 720-463-0002. That's our office. Or you can email me at bill@watsonrg.com.
All right, let's repeat that one more time, and we'll also have all this information below in the comments. But give us that information again, Bill.
Yeah, 720-463-0002. That comes to the office, and then you can email me at bill@watsonrg.com.
Let me also say this: if you're a realtor watching this in Aurora, Colorado, in the marketplace where Bill Watson operates, you should just honestly just call Bill and partner up with him somehow. He will give you not leads. He will actually give you listing appointments and buyer appointments, the overflow of the ones that he can't get to. Good appointments, you just can't get to them all. Bill, I've spent all these years coaching Bill. Bill understands, he's a coach for Craig Proctor. If you worked with Bill, he would coach you. He would be your coach. He would spend a lot of time every week, not just giving you appointments, not leads, but actual listing and buyer appointments. But he would spend an enormous amount of time every week coaching you on the Craig Proctor system so that you come back with these listing appointments with a signed listing agreement instead of an excuse or a story.
Yeah,
Billy, I want to see if you have any final thoughts here before we wrap this thing up.
I do. I've got a couple final thoughts. So in 2004, I was the VP of Sales and Marketing for a home builder here in Colorado. As you know, I've done quite a bit of work in real estate and new homes as well. And I remember that when I in 2005, I went and hung my license back with RE/MAX. And keep in mind, in 2005, I think the average sales price of a home in Colorado was like a couple $100,000, maybe 225, something like that. And I did 180 grand of GCI, which was, getting back in was respectable. But then I started implementing, Craig, everything that you taught us. In my next year of full implementation, we went to 506,000, right? So that was
game changer. Yeah.
I've been coaching with you now for 13 years. So, I mean, it's not like I'm a new coach. I started coaching with you in 2011 and coaching to the system. And here's what I can say. If you're somebody in the real estate business that is tired of your business, in other words, you're being swept around by the waves of the sea based upon what the market conditions are, and that is in direct relationship to what your business is. And what you'd like to do is learn how to build a real estate business that's predictable. We are not just real estate professionals. You see, we are a real estate marketing company. And if you want to learn how to do those things, because we teach things like our 12-month business plan that is true marketing systems that you get in place to build your business, then come talk to me. I'm always interviewing new agents to come on board. I don't care if you've been in the business for 100 years or if you're new to the business. Evan, who was at the conference, he's 30 years old. 12 years ago, when he was 18, right out of high school, we were at his graduation dinner. He said, I want to get in the real estate business. He only knows the Proctor way, Craig. He was trained up with me as his coach and doing it, and he's a six-figure guy at the age of 30. I mean, and he's been a six-figure guy for about 10 years. And so we've got the systems in place to help people do that. And this is no joke. This is the real deal. So if you're interested in having a business and really understanding how to grow your business and how to be a real estate marketing professional, and you're getting tired of being, I told you, Craig, everybody's a great captain in calm waters. We're not in calm waters right now. But how would you like to have a real estate business with predictability because of your marketing systems and the way to do business? And we can provide that for you if you're willing to implement and if you're willing to put in the work. So give us a call, reach out by email. I'm more than happy to sit down and visit with you to see if there's a fit. And let's do some great things in the real estate business.
You made another point earlier, Bill, that's really important. I want to bring it up again, is the fact that what we're teaching agents, what we're actually successfully doing, it's proven. These aren't ideas or fantasies or stuff that's untested, is the fact that we are so far ahead of other coaching companies, other training from other companies. We are literally teaching you like 3 or 4 years in advance what everyone else is doing. Arguably, I'm the most copied coach in the country. Okay. So other coaches copy what we do. Other coaches, a lot of them used to be my students. Okay. So now they, they're out there being coaches, mostly with my material, by the way. So I want to thank you, Bill, so much for spending first of all, I want to thank you for everything you do. I want to thank you for being being with me for decades. I want to thank you for all the work, tremendous work you do as a coach within the Craig Proctor system, the time that you devote sharing your success, genuinely caring about the success of other Craig Proctor members, and a great presentation in Orlando, Florida last week. It's really important for agents to actually see this specific ins and outs, not the theory, not the big picture. They want to see the ads. They want to see how much did this thing cost? Well, let me see your funnel. Once the prospect responds to the ad, what's the first email they get and when? What's the second email? Tell me about the text messages. What do your videos say? What's your listing presentation? How do you retarget them on social media so you create this omnipresence? How do you know when it's time to hire the first person? Who do I hire? What mistakes do I avoid? All of this is shared with you. Why would you waste all this time trying to figure this out yourself? I promise you guys this, everything that you want to do in real estate, it's being done right here with Bill Watson, right in the Craig Proctor system. You don't have to have a creative bone in your body. We'll lay it all out. All you got to do is copy it and let us coach you up, answer all your questions, and expedite your success. This is about taking a massive shortcut to success. So I want to thank everybody for watching this today. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed our interview, and please share this interview with anyone that you think might benefit. You might want to share it with your broker owner or another agent that you know that's struggling. But I want to thank everybody so much for watching this. And Bill Watson, we'll do this again soon. Thanks again for all your help, and we'll wrap this session up here. So again, thank you, everybody. I'm real estate coach Craig Proctor, and today's interview was with real estate superstar from Aurora, Colorado, Mr. Bill Watson. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Take care.
Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.